Yes guys, so it is week 49 now of scaling my business to 100k a month. We've got 2 closes so far this week, and on top of that the team's absolutely crushing it. What I'm going to go through in this video is 3 things that completely shifted my business and allowed me to sign more clients, make more money, and most importantly, drive better results. So by the end of the video, you'll be able to apply all 3 into your agency or business. So it's going to be cost effective for you, you're going to save more money, and most importantly, drive better results for your clients and build a better business. So we closed 2 clients this week. I spent 9k on a brand new course, and we fixed our hiring problem. What I'm going to do is dive into everything to do with week 49. So the first thing we're going to touch on is the hiring bottleneck. I had a real issue with this, and the main issue was that the talent that I was acquiring just wasn't a fit for the business, number one, and in all honesty they weren't good enough. And I looked at it as a them problem, but realistically as a business owner you need to look at it as a you problem, and you need to understand and realize how you can best help these people. So there's a few things that I did first off within my hiring process that massively helped me out before I signed people on to join in the business. So my whole hiring funnel started from an application process through Indeed. Now it's really important that when you do a job post, you treat it like an ad. You must treat it like it is an ad calling out your ideal customer profile. The exact same thing, but for your ideal employees. People spend money on ads, but people don't spend money on finding the right employees, because what that's gonna do is that's gonna get you an absolute killer. And that killer might get you 10, 20, 50, 100,000 pounds within your business. And so it's so important to invest in getting the right talent by finding a recruitment person or running ads. Now I'm going to drop the application process of how this all works in the link below. And what it's going to do is going to have a job post example so that you guys can see what to do if you are posting a job and trying to find talent. Now let's dive into the actual hiring funnel. So originally, when I first started this, I really struggled to find the right talent, and I always thought it was a them problem, but realistically it was a me problem. And the me problem was that I didn't have an extensive process of being able to hire. So originally, little story for you first off. So I built out a hiring funnel which I thought was amazing. I got them to apply, and then I messaged them, and then I would interview them. But the problem is with that is, because you have such an influx of applications depending on the job role, it's really hard to screen people, and your time is valuable as a business owner. And so I changed that completely. And I learned this from one of the courses that I did a couple months ago. And so my whole process completely changed. So it started first off with a job post. And in that job post, at the very, very end, there was a link. And that link was clickable that would take them to an application page. And this application page was very simple. It said step 1, watch the video. Step 2, read the script. Step 3, fill out the form. And this funnel, or this page, all it had was a video of me explaining what the task was. And all they had to do was read one of my cold calling scripts. That was it. Then what they did from there, they would open up the script and read it while recording themselves doing it, either through video or through audio. And then finally, they would submit it through a form with some other qualifying questions. Now, one thing that I add in here, and a quick hack, if you are hiring an extensive amount of people, at the end of your funnel, add in a watched section, or add in a keyword, because at the end of that funnel, you'll know the people who are qualified because they will have watched the full video the whole way through. So my video was around about 2 minutes. So at 1 minute 55, I had some text pop up saying, if you watched to this far, next to your name, make sure you put watched in capitals. And then I put watched in brackets there as well, or in quotation marks. And so that way I could disqualify all the rubbish, because I knew those people that were just skipping past it weren't the people that I wanted, because I wanted killers, but I wanted people that actually took the time to watch the video, because they can't watch a video for 2 minutes. How are they expected to make $200 a day? So that's the first thing. Then once they applied, I would go to a Google Sheet, and that Google Sheet had all of their information that they filled out from the form. One of the most important things was their experience in sales. So I'm going with the context, guys, of a cold calling, hiring for cold calling, but you can flip this for anything if you're wanting a media buyer, appointment sale, whatever it is, DM appointment sale, whatever it is. So I looked at their sales experience, number 1. And then number 2, on top of that, I had the audio file. If they had no sales experience, I would disqualify them straight away, because I need people that have experience in the game to objection handle, be able to change their tonality, be willing to probe and ask further questions. And so I disqualified those people. And my second disqualification was when I listened to the audio. Now, if I liked the audio and the sound of the audio based on their fluidity, tonality, willingness to objection handle, their speech, and one of the most important things, especially with cold outbound, is they have a clear English accent. It's difficult, and I hate to say it, but the people who have a strong accent, I couldn't bring on board, because as soon as people pick up the phone, they're just going to think sales call straight away. They're trying to sell me something. So that was another disqualification as well. Now, once they'd filled out the application and I said to them, I put them in green saying, yeah, this person, I want to know more about them, then I would send them a message on WhatsApp. And what I would do here is I'd book in a 5 to 10 minute phone screening time. I'm also going to drop the script for this. Full disclaimer, guys, none of this stuff in the link is mine. This is all taken from acquisition.com, all of the resources below. So I take no credit for any of this stuff. Alex Mosey, Lila Mosey, thank you very much. Use it, guys, because obviously they are so good at what they do. Back to the stuff. So I would then phone screen them based on the list of questions that I have up, just to check that their application, number one, fits with what they put in, and number two, just check their experience and what they are like to talk to as a person. Now, if I felt like they were the right fit, that's when I would go for an interview with them, and I'd book in a slot either same day or next day for an interview. If they couldn't do the availability, I would disqualify them straight away, because I want people that make time for the business. I don't want people who have a vigorous schedule that are really hard to get a hold of. And so with that, that was my whole hiring process. And then if I interviewed them and I felt they're the right fit, I would hire them on the spot. Simple as that. And I would do interviews over 2-3 days, for example, until I found that right person, that golden nugget. And that's what's happened. Found an absolute killer within the business. I'm looking for one more outbound appointment setter now, but we're going through the whole hiring process again. I am 1 week away now from leaving my full-time job as well, which is crazy. I'm so excited for it. And I know this is going to help you guys with the hiring process, but also help me to further and develop my hiring process, so I can look back at this and think, I've improved this even more, and I can share it again with you guys, because it's going to save you time and money. So next one, investing in a 9K course. When people say network is your net worth, it is so true. So one of the courses that I was on previously, I got along with one of the guys very, very well. And he very, very kindly gave me access to that course. And in return, I gave him access to a course that I invested in, which was 10K. And it's just like sharing, you know, back in the day when you've got the PSN cards or the Xbox accounts and you want the map packs, you just swap accounts and download them onto your console. Same thing, just in business instead. So what's happened is I've got access to this course, and it is absolutely unbelievable. Number one, because obviously it's like half the price, because technically I've only spent probably about 5K on it, because when you think about the other course and that course, that's how my brain works anyway. So it is so worth it. It breaks down everything to do with the agency model and how to make more money for your clients. Now, if you want a more in-depth video on that, then I'm more than happy to show you through that stuff. Let's just say it's very, very good and well worth it. I've implemented multiple things from it that have changed the game for my agency in terms of lead nurturing, in terms of appointment booking, and also just getting more appointments booked for our clients as well. So we're making them more money, we've got happier clients, and the whole lead nurture and appointment booking process looks even more professional, even more crisp, and even better for our CSAs and for our clients. So the final thing that I've learned is all about building trust. Now, you need to consume, to be able to close a deal, on average, you need to, your clients or your ideal prospects need to be consuming a minimum of 5 hours of your content. Not just so much this content, it could be email value, it could be shorts, whatever it is, but they need to be consuming 5 hours. On average, it takes someone 5 hours to make a buying decision. So the more content that you create, the more you get out there, the more value you give to people, the more money you will make, first off. And it will also build trust and authority within your niche. So that's one thing that I've transitioned into now. I now have a second YouTube channel, which is specifically for my business and for gym owners. And this is talking about stuff to do with lead nurturing, making more money, ads, the lot. Anything that's gonna help gym owners further their business and make more money at the end of the day. And so the first thing that I've learned this week is how important trust is. I had a client who I messaged a while ago, actually. They're not a client anymore, but they were at one point, and I messaged them and they mentioned how far our business has come in terms of how good the social media pages look, how much value we're giving our email lists, all of this stuff, and it all accumulates and calculates and stacks. Because we've had other people say that our Instagram looks rubbish. which hey, look, they're entitled to their opinion, but it's something that we're developing and trying to build authority and trust. And so by further developing your brand image, you're going to build trust. Because at the end of the day, nothing stacks more than proof. You can promise the world, but if you've got no proof that you can back that promise, you're not going to close many deals. And so once you get the proof, you stack it everywhere. I've changed my funnels on my ads, and I've changed my funnels on my appointment booked funnels or pre-call video funnel. And it's stacked with tons of proof now because we've worked with over 20 gyms now, and all of those gyms we've got testimonials for, well, majority of them anyway, and we're stacking those. We're stacking wins, we get screenshots of messages, the lot, just to show that we can do what we say we can do. We can walk the walk and talk the talk. And so if you are in that position and you are thinking about getting testimonials, any little win, go grab the testimonial, because what you'll find, you'll stack way more wins, you'll close more deals, and you'll make more money. And at the end of the day, to stay in business, you need to make money. Now, if you do like this video, guys, feel free to like, comment, or subscribe. Really appreciate it. But I'm not going to force you, no gun to your head or anything like that. But there are the free resources below, and then there's also some affiliate links. If you are interested in anything to do with that, then go for it. But otherwise, hope you have an awesome week, guys, and keep smashing it. And as always, always remember, take action.